Here's the full story of Tekken's Nina Williams.
I'm Nina. No one who finds out my name lives.
Nina debuted in the very first Tekken game in 1994. She's a young 20-year-old silent assassin who learned outstanding assassination and Kopo techniques from her Irish father, a former IRA employee, and self-defense techniques from her mother, a British Aikido champion. As for the tournament, she's not necessarily interested in the competitiveness of it all, as she's been kidnapped by an underground force and drugged into believing that the tournament's sponsor, Heihachi Mishima, must be eliminated. It is extremely crucial to mention that she likes Tom from Tom and Jerry, tea with milk and traveling. Nina failed to successfully complete the mission of assassinating Heihachi, as she was defeated by her sister Anna. During the events of Tekken 2, Nina has been hired to assassinate Kazuya Mishima, and her relationship with her sister got much worse. The silent killer couldn't complete the task, as she was once again defeated by Anna, who became Kazuya's bodyguard. Seeing the pure hatred develop between his only two daughters, Richard Williams begged Nina to make things right with Anna as his last dying wish, which Nina failed to accomplish. After Richard's death, the sisters accidentally meet at his grave. Nina draws her gun, but Anna nods her head, indicating that she's only there to pay respects to her father. Nina, while leaving the cemetery, smiles to herself. Could this be the beginning to an end for their rivalry? By the time Tekken 3 rolled around, after Nina's failure to assassinate Kazuya, the latter captured Williams and forced her into cryosleep, which was Dr. Boskonovich's cold sleep experiment. After learning this, Anna decided she would too undergo the cryosleep. Otherwise, not only would she miss Nina, but more importantly, years later, she'd look much older than her frozen-in-time sister. 15 years have passed, and Nina was awakened due to the excavation of Ogre, an ancient mystical creature which controlled her in a robotic way with one single mission: to eliminate Jin Kazama. Jin fortunately beat Nina back to her senses, freeing her from Ogre's powers. Although unlike her sister, the now former assassin suffered severe amnesia following her awakening from cryosleep. Anna and Dr. Boskonovich worked hard to restore her memories, but to no avail. Despite this, during their visit to their father's grave site, Nina suddenly remembers her encounter with Anna from Tekken 2 and slaps her to the ground violently. It seems that she has regained a certain portion of her memory. In Tekken 4, Nina Williams still hasn't recovered most of her memory, but she did remember her past as a contract assassin, so that's what she continued to do. One day, she received a contract from a certain mafia organization, the target of which was Steve Fox, a world boxing champion. Nina entered the 4th King of Iron Fist tournament in order to eliminate Fox. While preparing for the assassination, she received additional information about the target, that he was created via a fertilization using an egg that was harvested from Nina while she was in cryosleep. The goal of this experiment was to create a super soldier, and Steve, or Subject NT-01, was the only one who survived out of many babies created with Nina's genes. After learning that she's Steve Fox's biological mother, Nina couldn't pull the trigger, and even came face-to-face with her son, after which he saved her from Detective Lei Wulong.
Thanks.
During Tekken 5, Nina Williams decided to focus on regaining her past memories and thought that paying her sister Anna a visit would help. The two engaged in a brutal battle that lasted for days, but neither of them backed down. They decided to settle their feud in the 5th King of Iron Fist tournament, and Nina was ultimately victorious. But she refused to kill Anna as the fight didn't satisfy her enough. After some time, a certain movie director was inspired by their rivalry and decided to make a film starring the Williams sisters. Nina was quite hesitant at first, but after finding out that Anna accepted, she agreed on starring in a flick as well. As we approached Tekken 6, Nina was without a specific goal in life after defeating her sister. Whilst a world war was taking place, Jin Kazama, who was the new leader of Mishima Zaibatsu, recruited her as a member of the Tekken force, and she became his bodyguard, as Nina wasn't too picky about her clients. Williams entered the 6th King of Iron Fist tournament in order to eliminate anyone who posed a threat to her boss, Jin Kazama. After Jin sacrificed himself to defeat Azazel, Nina revealed that she knew of his plans of engulfing the world into flames in order to wake up Azazel early and defeat him all along, and that it's not her place to say whether his actions were right or wrong.
It's not for me to judge if he was right or wrong.
In Tekken 7, Nina was still in charge of Mishima Zaibatsu while trying to locate Jin. Meanwhile, Heihachi Mishima paid a visit and after defeating Nina, took back the organization. Now he's Nina's new boss. After Lars found Jin in the desert, Nina tried to retrieve him, but to no avail as she was locked in the Violet Systems facility and blown up. She survived the blast and decided to leave the Mishima Zaibatsu to go back to her roots of being an assassin. Her first gig after the departure was to pose as a bride at a mafia wedding to take out a target, which happened to be Anna's groom. The disguise dress Nina wore during her mission was stolen from her sister. Nina successfully took out all of her targets at the wedding, but the commotion attracted Tekken Force, and they went after the assassin. During the chase, she came across a familiar face that would not leave her alone. That man was Steve Fox. Nina explained to him that she's his biological mother, but that she didn't acknowledge him as her actual son.
You'll never be my son. I couldn't care less about you.
In Tekken 8, all we know right now is that Kazuya Mishima hired Nina Williams whilst having plans for G Corporation's world domination. He offered Nina the position of commander of G Corporation forces. And as we all know, Nina is not picky with her clients, so she accepted.
That was disappointing.